So good morning, everyone. Good to see you. Uh, Last week, we were talking about some truth, big T, little t, and I did a little research on philosophers regarding that subject. As part of that research, I came across Martin Heidegger, who is a famous 20th century German philosopher. And he proposed that Sorge, German word Sorge, was at the center of our existence. Sorge is a German word meaning care, concern, or worry. And this sounded like a bit like the Buddhist idea of dukkha being an inescapable fact of our existence. So that sort of caught my attention. Uh, but what I sort of latched onto was the concern aspect of um, of Sorge. My awareness picks up what concerns me, what has some importance to me, and not on things that I have a neutral feeling about. And this could be stuff that has some kind of threat for me, or it could be something that might be pleasurable for me. And I was thinking our meditation experience could be described as the arising of what concerns us, what is important to us in the moment. And I don't know. I'm not sure that that fits because it seems like a lot of my own mental experience, their thoughts are coming up that are seemingly random, or maybe I'm just not making the connection. And then I came across another philosopher, a French philosopher named Maurice Merleau-Ponty, and he proposed that all experience is really grounded in our body, embodied experience. And I think that's a term that's familiar with a lot of us, to a lot of us. We are not separate minds attached to a body. We are this embodiment of both the physical and the mental. Thinking, feeling, and responding may occur somewhere in our body, maybe the abdomen or the chest or the shoulders, and our brains may not be aware of that at all. I had that experience recently. As some of you know, I'm currently going through a regimen of radiation therapy for prostate cancer. And I have to travel to the cancer center about an hour's drive every day. And that I have 28 days of this. And so I'm almost halfway through. And when I first started, I had consults with the oncologist and the therapist about what to expect. I was saying to myself, hey, this is a piece of cake. But in those first few days of therapy, I noticed I was extremely emotional, extremely edgy. The slightest thing seemed to set me off to sadness or irritation. And I asked myself, what's going on here? And it wasn't until a few days later that I realized that my body understood the seriousness of the therapy, that I was being radiated with this extremely dangerous high energy X-rays, and that I also had a serious health condition that needed to be taken care of. It was telling me that there were several threats here, matters of major concern that I wasn't really mentally aware of or wasn't willing to face. So I'm going to see if this works. I want to show you this radiation machine. It's really a linear accelerator. It doesn't look that threatening with its round, clean, white shape. So let me see if I can pull it up. It's a little bit different here for me on this laptop. Oops. It doesn't seem to. Well, it seems like I haven't set the settings right for this laptop. But anyway, it's this large round machine. Probably some of you have seen these things, and there's a kind of tunnel in the middle of it, and then there's this long table that you lay down on, and that gets pushed into the machine while you're lying on it. Um, so, and when I'm there, I mean, I don't, when I'm in the machine, I don't feel anything when I'm getting zapped. But the fact that the wonderful, caring radiation therapists who helped me get started and get in place and set up the targets on the lasers, the fact that they all disappear, leave the room, and shut the huge 10-inch steel door, leaving me alone in this room inside this machine tells you how dangerous these X-rays can be to the body if they're not aimed uh, where they should be. And, in this process, I have some sense of ownership. I have my own key card because I'm coming every day. I have a key card to check in. And I sit in a special waiting room only for this machine. And Dukkha is quite visible here in the waiting room. I feel lucky in comparison. In the first few weeks, there were several couples waiting and wives with husbands who were obviously quite sick. It was painful to see the wives so strong and animated in conversation, and the husbands sort of drained and fading. And there have been other patients, some in hospital gowns, women as well as men. So when I lay inside the machine, listening to the whirring and thumping sounds that are going on, I'm quite focused but relaxed and calm, kind of like meditating. It's as if I'm being healed by this machine in one sense, and then I'm at the mercy of this machine in another. Am I thankful? Yes. Am I concerned? Yes. And our choices increasingly involve coming under the care of machines or technology. If I had chosen surgery, for example, the surgeon explained to me that it would be robotic surgery. The robot would make the incision, travel to the prostate, do the cutting, and so on, under the supervision of the surgeon, but still a robot. Some of us are engaging with Chat GPT or other large language models for emotional and mental therapy. I recently read an article about a Zen priest who was considering ordaining a particular AI um, that had worked with many students in a positive way. So it's something to consider and think about. Our health, both mental and physical, being maintained, healed by non-humans, by technology. And that thought sort of creates a sense of vulnerability and a feeling of gratitude for me. And I'm going to stop there. Thank you for listening. We'll do our usual routine